Alright, so a lot of times when you see a performance version of a car, the bumper is like the stock bumper but with bigger openings. And so I thought it'd be cool, instead of just like slapping on an aftermarket bumper and calling it done, to actually make this bumper look more aggressive. So the way that I plan on doing that is I'm going to mount these together, this lip and this bumper. I'm going to screw them together, and then I'll eventually bond them with some plastic weld. And then I'm going to cut all of this out so the scoops will be really big in the front. I think it'll look really cool. It'll look kind of like a mixture between the S4 and the RS4. And if it doesn't look good, I'll get an aftermarket bumper and put it on there. But this way, you can keep all the stock safety stuff, and you get the stock plastic, which is just it's a lot better than aftermarket fiberglass that'll crack and break over time. So first step, screw these together, cut everything out.
What's that?
What?
What's that?
It's a bumper.
What's that?
We're gonna screw it together. Look, it's two pieces. We're gonna make it into one piece. I think. Maybe. May have to glue it.
What's that?
What?
What?
Yeah, we may have to glue it. We'll see. I'll try this first. One. Yep.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. It is pretty cool, isn't it? Thanks, buddy. I got enough now? Cool. Now we gotta cut stuff. You ready to cut some stuff?
Uh-huh.
Say, I got my glasses.
Got my glasses.
I got my hat.
Got my hat.
I got my ear protection.
I got my ear stitches. Oh, Android. Oh, Android.
What do you think about that?
You screw that.
Can we cut it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. No idea. Camera was off. I got the bash bar out. It's over there, or crash bar, whatever you want to call it. I just had to break all these tabs off to get it out. I'm going to just screw it back in with some self-tappers. And I got the back of the bumper sanded. So you can see the holes here. I've taped over the front of them, so when I lay in the plastic weld, it will be flush on the front. I've decided to use this stuff again because it's holding up so well on the MR2. I did go look for the Evercoat, what is it called? The Evercoat Polyflex, and I found some, but it's a glazed putty, and I didn't feel like it was going to be strong enough to do what I needed this to do, which is hold this bumper together. So I'm going to use this JB Weld, and I'm going to use some fiberglass to reinforce it from the back, and I think we should be really, really strong. For the bumper, what I'm going to do is drill holes in here, all the way down through there, in between there, and then down that way. And that'll allow this stuff to kind of go through and all the way around. I have a joint all the way through here. And then I may reinforce it with some fiberglass right here as well, so this becomes one piece. So I've got 2 tubes of this stuff. I'm going to see how far it'll go. I think I'll probably use almost an entire one just filling these holes in, but we will see.
Perfect, 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 perfect,
Alright. So I'm working on some other things while I'm doing this bumper. I'm pretty dusty, but I'm going to keep going. These just came in. Well, earlier they came in. It's pretty late now, but these are headlight washer covers for a B6. And they're kind of the same shape as the B5, but they're a lot flatter. So I didn't really plan that. They were just a lot cheaper. They were like 15 bucks for two, and the B5 was like 30 bucks for one used one. So I decided I'd give it a shot. I think they're going to work. I'm getting rid of the headlight washers anyway, so I'm just going to glue these down just to cover that hole up. And it'll be one more custom touch on this bumper that probably nobody will ever notice, but I will notice, and it will make me happy. So let's cut these tabs off, and then I will glue them down. Alright, no more tabs, and I went around the edges and sanded them so that the glue would stick really well. We're going to use our favorite plastic bonder and bond them to the bumper. The trick is going to be getting them centered and everything, but I'll figure that out. Whoa, that's a good way to break a blade. So we'll do that again, all the way to the right and down. I'm just going to try to cover this hole the most possible way. That right there. And one more reference. One more reference right here. My hope is I make these references, and then my tape looks the same on both sides while these things are resting. Not sure if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my head, so, yeah. Now I'm just going to mix up some glue and glue them down. Oh! Old used glue stick. Piece of cardboard. Also, yeah, I got some, let me just take this off. Also, I've got some low spots in the places that I filled, so I'm going to go ahead and throw some of that plastic in there as well. And just give me a little bit more to sand on. Make that look really good. super happy with how these came out, and they are crazy strong, so that's cool. All right. What are you doing?
I've been flying that full door.
Watch him do what? What's he doing?
Flying that full door.
He's riding that bulldozer? Look, here he comes.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Did he hear you?
Am I on the other door?
Yeah, I guess he's going to ride the other bulldozer. Alright, my battery died. While it was dead, I went ahead and cut the big bracket up into several 2-inch brackets. Now what I'm going to do next is take these and drill 4 holes, 2 in each side of the flange, and that will be my bracket. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it to attach the grill. Alright, so I made a bunch of these brackets. I'm not going to have to use all of them. I forgot that the crash bar has some kind of pre-made brackets already in there, so I'm just going to use those to attach the grill. I don't even know if I said yet, but I'm making these to attach the grill that I got. But I'm reinstalling this. I told you guys I had to break off these little plastic clips to get the bar out. So now I'm going back in all the holes and screwing some screws in just to kind of hold it back in place. And we'll see if I need to mount it on the bottom as well, if this isn't enough. I know this is going to sound crazy, but once this is in the car, it's going to hold itself into the bumper. You can see it's kind of sagging right here. What I'm going to try to do is hold this up into there, drill a hole through it, and then just zip tie it so it kind of holds itself in place. Alright, so I really hate mesh grills, like the wire mesh stuff that you get at like Home Depot or whatever. I hate cleaning them, I don't like the way they look. So I went on the internet and I found this stuff. It's like a, I don't know, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagonal style grill. And it's pretty cool. It looks like the stuff that Ford's using in a lot of their performance cars now. So if you look at like the GT and stuff, it's got a very similar pattern. It's ABS plastic, so I think I'll be able to cut it with like some wire cutters. But I'm going to use that instead, and that's where these brackets come in. So you can see I'm attaching these. This white is just primer. These will end up being black. So I'm hoping they'll end up looking like part of the grill. But I'm attaching these to the bumper itself, and then that'll give me a point to attach the grill. And then I've also got these metal tabs from the original crash bar that I'll tie into. So I think what I'm gonna do is I've got one here and there, one there. I gotta put one over here, and then probably two on the bottom right here, and maybe tie into either side of this. I haven't really decided if I'm gonna need to do that. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna time lapse it. It's pretty straightforward. I'm just drilling holes, and I'm actually holding these on with zip ties for ease, honestly. I didn't want to screw into this plastic too much, so the zip tie kind of disperses that weight a little bit better. So zip tie them on, and then we can get to cutting the grill and making that fit in all of these. My son's riding Power Wheels in the background, so you're gonna hear that. But this is where I'm going to leave this bumper today. I'm really happy with how this came out. The fitment is awesome because it's a stock piece, so you know the gap around the hood and through the headlights and stuff. I mean, it's just perfect, and that's what the benefit to doing something like this is. One, it's cheap. I mean, I spent I think $40, well $50 if you count the plastic stuff that I used to fill these holes and to connect the lip. And it fits like it's supposed to. It's got all of the factory crash protection. I'm just gonna there we go. Nope. I thought he was gonna stop. Anyway, it's got all the factory crash protection, all the factory mounts, so it'll still mount up with these factory bolts. I'm really happy with it. You'll see these white tabs, the tabs that I made. Those are gonna get painted black when I do all the paint work, and I'll be cleaning up some of the edges and stuff when I do that as well. But like I said, this is where I'm going to leave it. I'm happy with it where it is. I think it looks really cool, and it's custom, and that is awesome for this car. It's probably going to get like a splitter or something. I feel like I need to bring it down just a little bit and bring it out a little bit. So I'll probably put some sort of splitter on there, connect it to these metal bars that I made so it's super strong and sturdy. But yeah, that's it. I'm not going to mount it back up yet. I'm going to have to actually pull it right back off so that I can clearance the front wheels so that they'll actually turn, because right now I don't think that they do. So I'm about to cut away some material and hammer back some material like we did on the MR2. So that's next. Next video, I'll be clearancing those fenders. I'll be building the front pieces to the front fenders right here. You see how they kind of cut off? I'll be building that and building down into the bumper, trimming the bumper up so this thing can move again, and then hopefully we will be getting it rolling. So it'll be in the process of moving again. And once we're there, I mean, we're in the home stretch. So I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you soon.